Okay.
Oh, we're live. Surprise, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to TNR. This is episode, paano na to? It's episode what?
Ma- Maulang gabi.
This is already episode 169 yata.
So, yan ang happening dito.
165.
Oy,
165. Nakalagay.
once. Oh, may humabol. Mukhang may humabol ah.
Nakaka-check-in ko lang sa hotel eh.
Wow. Oy, speak in English. We have a guest.
Ito, madugo pala tong ano natin. Madugo pala tong episode.
So we have a foreign guest. The very special friend of Aris Ilagan. And tonight we will talk about international rides. And we will talk about
Puso ngayon yan.
riding. Huh?
Puso ngayon yan. International rides.
Yeah. So we will talk about riding in Europe. We will talk about riding other places besides Europe. We will talk about which tours can you book for you to experience riding outside the Philippines. So, yeah. Also, our guest.
We're gonna talk about yung grand adventure ni Aris. Saan niya nawala? Anong nakita niya?
Oo.
Ang pera ngayon.
Magkano yung nagastos ni Aris?
Wala ba lang po sa lubong.
Oh, so this is the first time that we're back in remote. Dahil si Iba, wala rin to si Iba eh. Nasa abroad din to eh. So yun oh, magandang gabi sa inyo lahat, mga katunay. Oy, Kalbo! Naku, pag-uusapan
Di
natin
ba
si
Maki,
Kalbo.
Maki,
Ha? Ano na?
Maki, di ba ang title mo dati, test rider.
O ano?
Pwede mo palang gawing international test rider.
Oo naman. Eh, pag-uusapan din natin yung mga issue na lumalabas ngayon. Ito, di ba? Alam ni Aris yan.
Tulad na,
Even bits of motor cheese.
Yon. Good evening mga katunay. Kamusta kayo? Yung maulan. It's raining in the Philippines. Oh, gabi it's evening here. Why is it bright and sunny with Drosle and Eva? Where are you guys?
Hi. We are in
recorded
Europe.
yan.
We are in Europe.
Real
Sunny.
Nakamute ka, Eva.
Parang
Okay, so
kabilang
tonight
bintana lang si Ibo.
we have a special guest. Lahat kami wala sa studio. We're not in the studio tonight because everyone is away. Si Iba Bak is in New York and Aris is in South Island. And these two guys, it's sunny in their area. They're in the other part of the globe. They're in Europe. So, Aris, can you introduce our guest for tonight?
Yes, I think the whole TNR team has met this guy. He's a very dear friend of mine. And whenever I see him, I need to practice my English, and it's good. Meet my friend, Mr. Ross Neverhawk. He's been in the Philippines several times. I think it's his second nationality. He's Slovenian. He's Slovenian, and he owns Clutch Motor Tours.
Hi.
Hey guys. Hi, thank you, Aris. Hello, Philippines.
Ah, Rosley.
Hi from sunny Europe.
Driving. Where are you going? Where are
Driving,
you
yes.
off to?
I'm driving home. I'm on a highway. I have 1 more hour to drive home. I was in the capital for some meetings, and I'm
Yep.
driving home.
That's your home. You're driving home. You're driving your home.
That's my motor home. While
Motor.
I'm not at home, I travel with this one, so
Heard you and
I can stay everywhere overnight.
oh, we lost him. Pero Aris, I heard you and Rosley had a lot of fun in that mobile home.
Actually, always when we're together, either in Europe or in the Philippines, we always have fun. Uh,
Yeah.
Rosley is like every motorcyclist. Rosley is very adventurous. He likes challenges. He likes traveling from normal travel to abnormal travel. We just having fun all the time.
Yes, you were gone for quite a while, and it was Rosley who took you away from us. You gone, and what brought you to the other side of the world?
Actually, it's a very special trip because aside from we having some side trips, like we were supposed to be there for the BMW Motorrad Days. We're 60 Filipinos joined, participated in. So I was there I was asked, requested by Rossi to assist him and take care of the guys. Also, another special thing is he was celebrating his birthday. And the third one, it's the 10th anniversary of Clutch Motocross. So three special events. That's why I cannot say no. Even I was hostage for 1 month.
1 month in Europe. Oh my God.
Yeah, more than a month. Thank you
There
for
is
us.
there
Thank you
is
for us.
a there is the fourth one. There is
What's
the
the part
fourth
one?
one Aris didn't mention.
Which one? Which one? I missed something.
Yes, his visa was too late last year, so he couldn't join us last year. So that's why we joined this year tours and the last year's. So that's why it was 1 month instead of 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's a
Wait,
punishment. For
I
us,
have a,
that's a punishment.
I have a question.
Last year he was punished.
I have a question for Rosley. Tell us something about Clutch Moto Tours. How did it start?
Uh, it started 10 years ago. On the 15th of April, we launched the brand in Australia on one big event for the motorcycles. And ever since we are organizing the trips, I have a tourism background because I was international tour guide and tour director since the year 2000.
Wow.
And before I started Clutch, I was freelance tour guide on a motorcycle for the other motorcycle touring companies in Europe. And then I started my own brand. So
Wow.
that were the beginnings 10 years ago, yeah. But in the Philippines, I arrived to the Philippines in 2017 to see the situation on the market after spending a lots of time in Europe as the bus tour guide and tour director for the Filipino doctors. So I had more than 1,000 clients from the Philippines who are not riders before
Mhm.
I involved in the riding community in the Philippines. And Aris is the first Filipino I knew from the motorcycling community
Wow.
So there's a fifth reason. There's a fifth reason why Aris was here for the 10th anniversary, because me and Aris since 2017 were hanging around the riding community in the Philippines, and we were riding and having fun in the Philippines because I visit the country usually about 5 times per year. And we were riding also in Europe, but this one was the anniversary trip. That's why
Very
it had to be
special.
more than a month.
Wow.
Time I met you, Rosle, was through our good friend, the late awesome Balderas.
Here.
Yes,
Yeah.
Gil.
That was
Yeah, yeah.
that
We
was
ha-
about 7 years ago, maybe 6 years ago.
Yeah,
that was in
2017.
that
Probably
was in
2017.
no, that was in 2019 when we had that podcast. That was one of your first podcasts, I think, or the
Correct. Yeah, yeah.
beginnings. There were the beginnings of the
Beginning.
podcasts. Yeah, I didn't even knew what's podcast at that time.
Up to now. It doesn't look like a podcast.
Iba, explain,
Just
explain,
kidding, just
Rosle.
kidding.
Explain, Rosle, what's a podcast?
I know it now.
Now, all right. So, Aris,
I think that was a heritage event of Jay Taruk, if I'm right. Correct?
correct. In Metro 10.
Yeah. Yes.
What what made you for a month? What happened? What enticed you? What did Rosle tempt you with?
Masaji,
Honestly,
masaji.
they call it the apartheid.
Wait. I'm very curious about this van that Rosle is driving right now. So does that have a toilet and a room?
Yeah,
Yeah. It has a toilet, it has a shower, it has everything. And it has a fridge full of beer.
always.
Oh my god, that
Uh,
sounds
It
really.
has more beer than water, bottled
I mean,
water.
if you want a tour of of it, I can stop and show you the present situation after the Aris left.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, we'd love to.
No,
Yeah.
it's very
We're
clean.
very
I'm impressed.
wait. We're very curious because Aris was telling us this is where he stayed for about a month, and we want to know if he left a lot of memories there.
Yeah, but hey guys, don't make other to understand this trip wrong. We, we we were just a week hanging with the camper van,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then
Just
we
1 week.
were riding. But while
Oh
we were
yeah.
while we were hanging around with the camper van, we had the Vespa attached at the back because we were traveling to Switzerland for the World Vespa Days. And
Oh yeah.
as a proper riders, we took Vespa at the back on a hook, not not riding it.
Yeah. Just for a show. Just for a show.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
we
I
were just
remember.
we were moving just locally there in Interlaken, in Switzerland.
Happened in World Vespa Day, Aris. You
Oh,
want
yeah.
to fly all the way there? What was the big to do?
Yeah, actually, iba. Amazingly, there were some Filipinos there also. I think I saw Eugene Buenaventura there. And other guys too. Uh, I mean, it's one hell of a gathering. Of course, you see a lot of Vespas around. But you know what's so incredible about that bike event, scooter event, is you see a lot of old Vespas dating back 1950s. I think there are more of them than the new ones. And you see them all rusted up, and still the owners are very proud of it. Right,
Mhm.
Roslet?
Because the most valuable Vespa has original paint, and everything is
Yeah.
original. And these guys, they own the old Vespas from the 60s. 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 60
Yeah,
and with the
it is.
original color.
All rusted up.
And
It's World Vespa Day.
they are experts
Mhm.
about Vespa. These are really passionate guys. I mean, very successful guys in life. But
Yeah.
there was a guy, a neighbor, who was, the best place to stay there at the event is a camping there. That's why we went there with the camper van, because it's too far traveling to have a tent. So we decided to go with the camper van. And there was a guy, a neighbor. He owns 40 old Vespas.
Wow.
40. But
Oh my God.
yeah, but that's not that's not everything. His daughter is how much, Aris? 14 or 15,
You,
Wow.
and she's
yeah.
racing with Vespas.
Wow.
Oh.
So that's a really passionate family. So
So
that guy knew everything about Vespas, but that the he didn't know that the Vespas for Yugoslavian market, they didn't have the oil gauge under the seat.
the pro tip here is if you're gonna go to World Vespa Day,
Uh,
motorhome. Is that the pro tip?
no. Go and ride. I mean, the
Yeah,
passionate
yeah,
Vespa guys would just say,
right.
but
Yeah,
it's one of the ways you can combine it. Then depends on how much time you have. We were in rush to be back for the BMW Motorrad Days tour, and
Oh
the
yeah.
Filipino crowd flooding the Europe. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, we had a mission after the mission, so we were on
First
schedule.
mission was World Vespa Day. What did you guys see there? Why should people go?
You just, it's bonding with the same-minded people. This is Vespa passionate guys, Vespa believers. Vespa world is like a religion, same like the BMW world, Ducati, Harley.
yes. It's
So
about
it's Vespa. So it's good to be there if you own Vespa, or it's just good to be there to see the vibe of the event. Plus, the in Switzerland, it's so beautiful. There's so many other things to do. So you just enjoy the nature while you stop by the World Vespa Days.
Yep.
Aris, you can explain that from the Filipino perspective, which is different.
you know.
For
Now
me,
I
it's like at home, just going to another village because the scenery is same. But for you Filipinos, coming to Switzerland is just another view.
Yeah. That place
and
is amazing.
I can say that the scooters, even how old they are, they blended well with the beautiful sceneries of Switzerland.
And I have one interesting historical information to share with you. Our dear friend Aris Illegan owns one of 300 special edition Vespa helmets, which were sold exclusively at this event.
Wow.
Oh,
And the,
pasalubong Aris.
so they made, so
That's why it's only
so
one.
they made them only 300, and Aris bought one of that 300. But now I will tell you even better information. He paid for it, but it's in my garage in Slovenia.
Oh my.
That's
So
why.
now we can actually discuss who owns it.
Wow. So
Life is
basically it's
unfair.
90%.
yeah.
So the price of it is growing every day. Every day is more. Every day is more collector's piece, and I'm
Yes.
involved. I'm a shareholder.
Yeah, definitely thing to collect.
I don't
Because
think I never get to wear that helmet.
I think as a we because we were previously a dealer of Vespa in the Philippines. We were number one for 2 years. I think back in 2018, 2019.
Yeah.
And I would say that Vespa owners in the Philippines are very passionate individuals. You know,
More than passionate.
more than I have one question. You said there are a lot of Filipinos in Vespa World Days. Which group was it in there? There are
A
two
little bit of
groups.
drama. There was a
Huh?
little bit of drama, right, Aris? What happened?
There
How
I,
did
were
it get resolved?
there were not
I
many.
would,
There was not many people by the number, but there were. Aris,
you know, while we were there, Rusty keeps asking, "What's happening here?" No,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
Aris, share. What's happening? What happened? There was a little bit of drama. What is the drama, Aris?
yeah. Actually, the trouble started here in the Philippines, and they brought it there. I mean, it's a shame
Ah!
to, yeah,
Ano the
they brought it there. And then the Vespa World Vespa Days organizers, I think, got turned off of what's happening.
Wow, why?
Yeah, yeah, in front of me. They were talking to one guy, who I wouldn't name at this point. He walked out while talking to him because he's just, pissed off. Why do I? Maybe the guy was the European guy. I think he's Swiss.
Yeah.
Maybe he's thinking, why do I have to be entangled with this issue?
Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah.
The issue, Aris.
Yeah. So
Wow.
anyway, but we're not party to those squabbles. Me and Rose were just, downing bottles of beer.
you, you know,
Easy
I-
down.
you
It's
know.
it's called
Actually,
passion.
I can tell you from I can tell you from my perspective or our perspective with Aris. It was like elections. Imagine, and then the whole day people they go to elections. And then you have the people in the back camp waiting for
Yeah.
the results. So me and Aris were sitting at the table and just having a beer after the beer and just following the drama what will happen. But actually,
Oh my
from the
god.
beginning, more we believed that something will happen, more we knew that nothing will happen. So it was just, and then when the drama was revealed, we were actually not so surprised.
We got drunk anyway.
Oh
But
my
there's a
god.
big concert there, and a lot of people exchanging stickers. Too bad I
Yeah.
didn't have so much Tunay na rider stickers.
Did you
One German girl, a pretty German girl, got one of the Tunay na rider stickers.
But
Immediately,
Aris, are you
yeah,
are you gonna tell them the secret?
what's
this
the
one,
secret?
Correct.
the trading secret.
We 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 did we didn't have enough Tunai Rider stickers, but we were both wearing Tunai Rider underpants.
Yeah.
That's
I
way
think
better. Did
we,
you show it to them?
I guess we
You
got the
know,
best
it's just
endorser.
we both agree that next year you should give us the black or the brown ones, that the brown color is not seen so much, like on the white.
Definitely, yeah. People want it, but so it's not for sale. So definitely you, Rosley, would have one for you after the show.
It's not for sale. I have one. If it's not for sale, I will wash these ones because they have more value now.
Yeah.
That's limited
Make
edition. All right. So you guys did. You had some drama in from the
Switzerland.
Filipino Vespa contingent. After you did the Vespa World Days on the motorhome with the Vespa in the back, what was the next part of your trip, Aris?
Yeah, actually, we were scheduled to go to the Harley Davidson event in, where's that? Hungary, Budapest.
Oh
Huh?
But
wow.
that didn't push through because we had some friends, special friends, Filipino friends who were in Germany. We have to meet them and we have to assist them. It was with his family, but we also had a grand time. And I think Rosley would agree that vacant time we were able to prepare better for the Motorrad days, which is the main event. That's why we were there.
Oh
That's
yeah.
why That's why we went to Germany before, so we had to check some things while we were assisting our friends there. So all good. It meant
Yeah.
to happen like this.
So you didn't push through with the Harley event.
No.
So
Okay.
we cannot put the Harley at the back of the camper. No more space.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so you went straight to Germany, and then tell us what happened. Well,
Yeah.
is it already the BMW Motorrad days?
No, no. From Germany, after we took care of our special friend and his family, we went to Slovenia, like
Oh yeah.
Roslev. We got our bikes and group by group, the riders arrived. The Filipino riders arrived. First batch, the boss people and some other groups. From Slovenia, we went first day. Roslev treated them to a special tour in Bled. It's a very nice place in
Again,
uh,
yeah.
yeah, Bled. Oh, Bled. There's a castle, an old castle, and a very nice church in the middle of an island. A very
Wow.
nice place. Yeah. You know,
Germany to
Filipino
Slovenia.
riders. Filipino riders. And what bikes did you guys use?
what kind of bikes?
Riders and what bikes?
We
Ah,
were using BMWs.
almost
DC bike.
new. Almost new. 1250s and
Yes.
yeah, during the first group, I was the only one riding the 750 GS, but it was my choice because you know, I'm getting old already, so I want a lighter bike. And it's also practical for me in case one of the riders, will have difficulty in riding the GS, we'll just swap bikes.
Wait, I just checked. Germany to Slovenia is about 900 kilometers, right? So 9 hours. It's a 9 hour
Yeah,
drive. Who's
Yeah, but
driving? Oh,
depends which cities you put in the Navy. It's only 250 kilometers from one border to another one, the closest
yeah.
okay. All
area.
right. Wow.
You,
So it's not
you,
so
can,
far.
you can,
Our capital in Munich are 4 hours and a half driving away
Okay.
on the
Okay.
highway.
Anyway, so you were saying, Aris?
yeah, it's very different. I mean, in one day, maybe you can cross 4 countries. That's Europe.
Oh my God.
Very efficient. And you see the difference on tollway systems. Some
Mhm.
countries don't have tollway systems, but you have to buy stickers before you can use the roads. But there are no tollways. Some
Mhm.
countries like Italy, they have tollways.
Yeah.
Different systems, but they're perfectly working well.
Mhm.
It's very amazing.
Okay. So there are some countries that have different like allowable
Regulations.
speed limit or allowable motorcycle that can pass through the highway. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's some small bikes that cannot enter the tollways, but some countries they allow it.
Mhm.
But this riding discipline there is very high.
Mhm.
Like if they're not allowed, they won't push it. They just stay in
Mhm.
the inside roads. But here,
No,
if there's nobody guarding the tollways, Filipinos
Mhm.
will still ride through it. There, they won't do it.
in Europe, actually, not many riders are using the highways because the
Mhm.
highways are more to move to from one region to another one when you do a bit more scenic rides, or if you're in a hurry going somewhere. But
Yeah.
otherwise, we ride the good countryside roads where there's
Yeah.
less traffic.
Mhm.
So highways are the last option.
Wow.
But we have a
That's
good highway system also, and there's not so much traffic like in the Philippines. But
yeah, for sure.
it's right opposite, you know. In the Philippines, you have less traffic on the highway and more traffic on the local roads,
Mhm.
especially tricycles and all that. We don't have that in Europe. That's why the rides are more enjoyable and more
Yeah,
safe.
I could say. So you were saying you went from Germany to Slovenia, right? And then what happened? What happened in Slovenia?
Then the real tour starts from there. We got our bikes from the rental bikes based in Slovenia. Uh, we rode together, going to I think Italy already, Rosner. No? We spent more time in Italy. We went
First,
to
yeah,
the
first
yeah.
Italy.
Wait. How much is the motorcycle rent in Slovenia, if I may ask?
It depends from 150 to 250 euros. Depends which bike you take,
The
Okay, so
condition.
and depends
let's
of the
say
season.
okay,
Depends of the season. For example, if there's a Motor Days event, price is
yeah.
almost double.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But it also depends of what models you take. You know, with Clutch Moto Tours, we provide new models. So either brand new from the store or 1 year old. So
What's
and
the
of course the price for these bikes is higher than some people who come and rent their own bikes, which are 3 4 years old.
mm, so what bike did you get, Aris?
Oh, the 750 GS. Always, every time I go with Ross there, I think it's my fourth time to be there. I always choose the 750 or 850. So I'm a very practical guy. Every time we go around, have a long ride, it's the 1250 GS who first go to the gasoline station. Yeah, always.
So, Roslet, do you advise to like people choose the middleweight bikes rather than the 1250s?
Look, uh, you know, I'll say like this: 1250 is an icon. In 1250 is a icon and a status symbol, and people they more follow the status symbol than the safety. And we know that there are people who own 1250 and ride it or just have it, and when they go on a tour they want to have it, but their capability of riding it safely is low. So
Yeah,
there are many examples when these kind of riders come to us on a tour
yeah,
and then they end up on a smaller bike just because physically they cannot control it on their own. And
that's right.
you can have a private service with us, no problem. And then we can hire 5 helpers to control every landing and take off.
Oh
But you
my
know,
god.
we cannot afford
That
a bigger
includes Aris
project
Ilagan.
and a tour.
Aris is one of the helpers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aris Assist. They call it Aris Assist technology.
A assist.
You, you know, while on a tour,
Oh my
while on
god.
a tour, while on a tour, Aris doesn't have any title except one, just best friend. So
He
Aris
can
ha-
be the official mascot.
Aris
Yeah,
Ar,
one
Ar,
point.
Aris has multi capabilities.
Yeah.
So he's multi useful.
Oh,
Would you recommend as a what's the best kind of bike you think? Your kind of tours. I mean, if you take away, I have a GS. I want to ride a 1250 GS. Recommend most fun out of that kind of trip.
So if you want to ride 1250, what kind of trip is best for you? Or I didn't understand the question. Or what kind of bike would I recommend for the trips we are organizing?
What kind of bike would you recommend to organize?
Any bike, but I would prefer people taking the touring bikes. So any bike from the touring sector of any brand is good to travel with. So sometimes people are asking me if they can make tours only on the BMWs. No, BMW are only the most popular touring bikes which are used in the travel industry. And because demand for these bikes is higher than for the to travel than for the other brands, then the rental companies they have more BMWs, BMW touring bikes in a
Mm,
fleet than other bikes. So that means that it's easier to put a group or to put more BMW touring bikes together as the
mhm,
travel organizer than the other ones.
mhm.
But it's motorcycle is just a tool to ride and enjoy, and actually just the feeling to be on two wheels and
Yep.
absorbing the beauty of the area you're riding. That's the point. It's not the point of the brand. That's the marketing issue of the multi companies making money. That's
Mhm.
how I see the things. That's why it's difficult to answer what's the best bike, because every bike has the different soul. And at the end, when you get into the new environment, you're more after absorbing this environment and enjoy the travel and have fun than that
Yep.
brand part.
So
That's what.
my next question is: does all of your outfit, your helmet, your jacket, everything need to match the bike to
No,
have fun?
No, that's a provocative question. as long as as long as your riding gear is safe, we are fine. But for you, it's even better that it's comfortable, so you have even more fun.
yeah.
Oh, wait. Shout out muna kay kay Trang Sadarna, Chai Chai Kabao. Good evening. Saan kayo? Cebu?
5 in the house.
Q815. Anyway, so you were in Slovenia getting the bikes. Tell us about your trip. What happened in the Motorrad days?
Me. Of course, we met the guys, the boss people led by boss Te Uzis and si Omi. Si Omi was also there.
Mm.
Uh, of course, Mocha. We had fun, and immediately we were having this kind of what do you call this? Uh, camaraderie. It was kind of automatic because, of course, we are all Filipinos there,
Mm.
and experiencing because there were first timers and there were you know mga, old timers in the
Mm.
motorrad days, and you will be surprised that a big number of the riders were there for the second or third time, maybe fourth time also. They just keep coming back. It shows that it's a kind of addicting. Although Europe is very big, Germany is very big, Italy is very big. You couldn't say that you're always taking that route. Maybe you'll cross path in second, third time, but you're always taking the new route and always amazing. You always have amazing sceneries.
So how many are you guys in the group?
Was there first batch? How many?
I'm back.
Yeah, yeah.
How
First
how
batch.
many how many
Yeah,
were there in per batch?
there are two groups.
Two
Uh,
groups.
yeah, yeah. One was the first group before the modern days, and the other came after the motor days. So there were switching of bikes. No, not switching. Turnover of bikes
Mm,
from the first group to the second group, and almost all in all around 60 riders. 60
wow,
maybe. Yeah,
60 riders.
especially the second group. It's a big group actually.
What was your route like from Slovenia? Where did you ride to?
We
Yeah,
went to Italy, from Slovenia to Italy, to the most beautiful alpine part of Italy.
Yeah.
We called that part of the Alps Dolomites. And
Oh,
from
wow.
the Dolomites, we were staying in Cortina d'Ampezzo, which is the most modern Italian alpine ski resort area,
Mhm.
where also the Winter Olympic Games were held. And then from there, we were riding to the Stelvio area. We were staying underneath the Stelvio Pass,
Mhm.
the holy grail of the passes in the Alps. So we stayed there. We crossed the Stelvio Pass,
Mhm.
and then we went to the Switzerland.
Mhm.
We stayed in San Moritz,
Mhm.
the most modern and posh skiing resort area in Switzerland. And from there, we went to Garmisch-Partenkirchen, which is
Where's that?
the most modern and posh ski resort area in Germany.
Mhm.
And from there, we went to Munich,
Yep.
and from Munich to Berlin.
Oh,
So
okay.
that was the route going up, and then the event and of the BMW Motorrad Days for the weekend.
Wow.
And then the first batch left Berlin to fly back to the Philippines, and the second
Mm.
batch
Okay.
continued the same route the other way around
The other way around.
to
Oh,
bring
wow.
that bikes back to Slovenia.
Oh, my God.
Kilometers a day on average that you guys travel.
Usually the day with the clutch moto tours starts with the breakfast in the morning, and then
Mm.
the clutch out between 8:30 and 9,
Mm.
lunch between 12 and 1.
Mm.
We never ride more than an hour and a half after the morning starts, so
Wow.
we stop for a coffee break for about half an hour,
Super
and then
chill.
pretty much the same ride the time to the lunchtime.
Oh, my
And
God.
then the afternoon after lunch depends of the route. Sometimes we go directly to the hotel, or sometimes we have another break after an hour after lunch for refreshment, toilets, dressing up.
Oh, my God.
And then usually we come to the hotel around 5 p.m. So everyone can enjoy the focus is not to be later than 5, but some
Mm.
days the group is more slow, the weather conditions slows us down, or we just
Yeah.
enjoy more during the day, and we
Mm.
come there maybe an hour later. And then
Mm.
dinner time around 7:30
Oh, my
or
God.
eight,
And then drink.
or 8 depends.
And then drinking.
No, no. The drinking starts the moment you park your bike. Yeah, the moment you park your bike, and the clutch guys will give you ice cold beer
Oh,
straight
my
from the
God.
tap. Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
I'm sold.
It's
Probably next. I hope my wife is watching this episode because
it's it's an
probably
automatic thing.
next
Automatic.
year this is on my bucket list. How about it? Iba? Have you tried the Euro trip? Oh my
Nope, I
God.
can't afford it. I don't have. My wife isn't as giving as your wife, Maki.
Maybe we start selling iconic Tunay na rider underwear in Europe.
Yeah,
This money.
Yeah, we need to sell maybe
yeah. We need to.
100 Tunay na rider under 1,000 pesos a pop.
Yeah. Aris, I wanna ask you, what's your favorite scenic place from the route that you traveled?
Of course, I love the Alps, the Italian Alps, and this time, very memorable, the Dolomites in Italy. That what's the name of the place that crossed it? Just went on the. We just stayed in that hotel and we just go around. And there's so many places to go. I think we were there 2 days, right? Because there overnight stay.
Yeah, and we were
Uh,
in the Dolomites.
yeah,
Everyone,
yeah.
everyone, everyone you will ask, they will say that the Dolomites were the highlight. You
Me,
will
because
have you will have many people. They will tell you that the Dolomites and the passes in the Dolomites and enjoying the Dolomites in general, it's better experience than Stelvio Pass.
yeah.
The thing is
I
only
agree.
that the thing is only that the people they don't know yet for it. So
No, but Rosle, I should also share this experience because the Dolomites, the weather is so unpredictable. You know, it's sunny in the morning and before it's noontime, it's gonna rain hard. Then it's sunny again before early afternoon. It's very unpredictable. So when we were starting the tour, the Pinoy riders were asking if they need to bring rain gear. So I just keep telling them to be safe, you guys bring gear. And there were those guys who didn't bring rain gear. And it's very cold up there, guys. I mean, I
Wow.
was wearing 4 layers of clothing. Imagine if
Four
you get,
layers?
yeah, plus the rain gear.
Oh my God. How
Imagine
cold is it?
very cold. Maybe almost maybe two
Negative?
or three. Reaches that point.
3 degrees there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
What?
very cold.
9?
yeah. You know, on the top of the Stelvio Pass, you can still enjoy snow. Not on the road, but on the sides.
Then when you go down to the lowest part of Italy, it's summer.
Oh
So,
It's
wow.
hot. Yeah.
uh, you know, at the end or before we end, I would like to give a tip to all the riders who've never been riding to Europe and they wish to do it. And I'm sure that everybody who've been with me or with other ones more than 2 times in Europe will agree with that. So you tell me when.
Diba?
July.
Aris, one question first before we go to that tip. Aris, what was the biggest mistake you did Europe trip?
That's an interesting question. Hmm. Biggest mistake, biggest regret.
Biggest regret, biggest mistake that you made
Yeah.
entire more than 1 month in Europe.
I will not say regret, but it's something that I miss. It's not taking my family because I don't have that much money. Maybe if I have money, I'll take them there. Especially my son who rides, so he can ride big bike. That's in my bucket list now. Maybe I'll save up for that. But you know, I enjoy, but I will enjoy better if I have my family.
Not enough, huh?
I don't know.
Not enough time?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
it's
All right.
it's so special and exceptional that you want to share it with the people you love.
Oh wow.
Can I also say that it's I see Ross Day when you started this tour with the Filipinos. It's a fast becoming trend of these riders taking their wives or their son to Europe to ride with them. I think that's very special thing. Nothing beats that.
Wow.
It's better than buying a new GS. Your third or fourth GS, save your money and go to Europe
Go
instead.
to Europe.
Yeah.
Oh wait. How much did you spend with the entire trip?
Let's see.
Does it cost 1 GS?
Mm, not too much. Excluding shopping, no. No, that's,
Oh my God.
not even
Yeah,
one third. If you don't spend so much, one third of that.
yeah.
Like
Actually,
it's
yeah.
you know why
Honestly,
it becomes expensive because these people shop a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But what
Filipinos
with
they
the
buy so many things.
I think
what are your
you're
tips?
find the camper van.
It's a rare experience. The first time I rode Rosley's camper van, and it's a great experience. And the Filipinos who were able to take that camper van, because there are only a few of them who were able to ride that camper van. I mean,
Oh yeah.
yeah, they're thinking of getting one, and I don't know if it's practical here to have that kind of vehicle. But It's a very nice thing. And in fact, when we're in the hotel, Jose doesn't sleep in the hotel room, he sleeps in the camper van. Even if
Yeah.
we have extra bed,
Ah,
he stays in the camper van.
It's not on a tour. It's while we were traveling. You know,
Yeah, also.
wow.
But
that's
we got
like
the
a
camper
home.
van. Yeah.
What are
I'm
your
so
tips for people who want to do the tour?
Okay, here are the here are the tips. Which there are many people who went on a tour already, and they will tell you as a beginner something because they will play a smart ass. But maybe the situation is different. That they're aware, but they will just tell their own experience. But
mm,
now I will tell you now my experience. If you go first time on a ride to Europe, um, and if you want to be a part of some big event like a BMW Motorrad Days or the World Ducati Week, these are now the two biggest events in Europe, which are attracting 90 plus percent of the Filipino riders were traveling to Europe because of these two events in last 7 years, since actually the motorcycle traveling to Europe started in the Philippines. So if you go for the pilgrimage, that will always be in July. I call pilgrimage the BMW Motorrad Days or the World Ducati Week. So if you go for that, you will probably go once, because once you see that, you're done. So you go to see other destinations. So both of the events are in July. July is next to August, the hottest month in Europe.
mm,
And in Europe is also very hot. So the Filipinos, they don't like hot. So they like a little bit chilly weather. And that
yeah.
the only place you find that in Europe is in the Alps. So my advice is, if you go
Bitin
first
ako.
time to Europe and for the time of the big event, go to the Alps. Take the Alps tour. If your friends who've been many times to the other destination trying to convince you to go somewhere else, they will go there only because they've been to Alps before.
Yeah.
But you go to Alps because there's the best riding and there's the best climate for you as the Filipino in the summer, and that's something that you will really enjoy. All the rest is doing something what the other ones do, but they've been to Alps before. And you're
Yeah.
doing something because the other ones are doing, not because you want to yourself the best. Because
Oh,
what I'm
yeah.
telling you is the best.
Yep.
And after you've done with the July Holy Grail events, World Ducati Week or the BMW Motorrad Days, then you're done with pilgrimage, because the pilgrimage dates are pushing you to July. But
Yeah.
July is the worst time to have these events. The
Mm,
events are held in July, the first or second week of July for Motorrad Days, or the World Ducati Week, the third week
mm,
of
yeah.
July every 2 years. It's only because the facilities where the events are happening are free, and
Yeah.
it's easier for the organizers to rent it. So you are
Yeah.
actually pushed to the worst, hottest time to ride your ride to the event. So after you do one of these events with the Alps at the back, don't book your tours in July and August. Book your tours in April, May, and June, and September and October. This is the
Okay.
best time to ride, because in Europe we have the summer school holidays starting
Yeah.
the 24th of June, and the
Mm,
kids go to school tomorrow. That's the 1st
mm,
of September. So in
mm,
this time, you are pushed by the two big events to come to ride to Europe. And all the rest is the best riding is out of these dates. But keep in mind that for Scandinavia and and Alps, it's the best time July and August. So if you do it July and August, do Alps. And
Okay.
if you, when you're doing other tours and exploring other parts of Europe on a motorbike, don't do it in July and August because it's too hot
Yeah.
and there are too many vehicles on the road because of the traffic.
Yeah.
So if you follow this formula, you will have a great time. All what is different than this, you will be told by someone who is less experienced in doing these tours. Like I'm in a tourism for 23 years. That's for you
Wow.
guys.
I hope my wife's watching this.
That's 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 the tricky formula for the details.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for sharing those insights, especially for us who really want to experience riding. I've never been to the Alps. I've only ridden Italy, Florence. I've been to Malta. I don't know, Japan. But my wife's watching.
Good there.
Alam mo na, now you know.
You introduced
Thank
to us.
thank
Look.
Hello.
thanks Ross. Yeah, Chris, this is Rosle. He'll be our tour guide next year. So
Yeah.
anyway, so
You're
Iba, go
booked.
wrap it
You're
up.
booked. You're booked already by the number. You just need to send a copy of your passport.
That's easy. I'll do it after the show. Anyway, Iba, yeah, wrap it
He's
up.
gonna be the first to do this before I get to do it. I need to save up for a couple more years. But it is definitely a bucket list. Aris, man, you had an epic month with Roslyn. Your stories have been inspiring. And Rosle, you've made, I mean, hundreds of Filipino riders' dreams come true to be able to visit all of these, to be able to visit all of these wonderful places in a safe, fun manner. And we really appreciate everything you guys are doing. Hopefully, one of these days, I get to go. I'm pretty sure Mackie's gonna go, and then Buck, maybe Buck will sell a kidney. Or some of his massive farmlands to be able to go.
Oh. Sell the land.
Now, as
These
we
are
wrap
just an,
up,
yeah.
Rosley,
These are just an excuses.
you can come up with 100 excuses, right? But it really just you just got to do it if you want to do it, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
Twist that throttle. On that note, how can people these stores?
Reach you out.
Reach you out, yeah.
Uh, it's very simple. They know you guys. You know me. So everybody who know everybody who knows you is automatically connected to me already with one single phone call or one single message. Everybody knows Aris, so. But yeah,
Reach
Clutch
out
Moto
to
Tours,
Aris.
clutchmototours.com is another canal, or me, Rojle Verhouts. So on the Facebook or just writing down my number 00386 697. And when you send the WhatsApp text message, you will get the reply.
There you go.
You go. All right, Aris. Back, Rosle. Thank you for taking care of our senior citizen here.
I would
Wait,
I would like to also to mention that the boss group and the leaders of the boss group are one of the canals. If you are
oh
part
yeah,
of the
yeah.
boss group, to come to us. If you are, if you know Jay Loroa and his new brand Ichi Boots Philippines,
Oh wow.
he's also one of the canals who is leading to us. And then you have Mr. Mr. Opoy from Wunderlich, Philippines. He is also our customer. So when you go to his shop and equip your GS with all the wunderly stuff, he can tell you while his boys are maintaining your bike. He can tell you about riding with Clutch Moto Tours,
All right.
plus
Iba,
many more.
Iba, why don't you ask Rosley our hardest question?
As we wrap up, Rosley, I think we asked you this before, but maybe your definition has changed. What is your definition of tunay na rider, or what it means to be a real rider?
Of uh, the real rider, it means that you've been riding in Europe with Clutch Moto Tours.
There you go. On that note, thank you so much. Again, welcome back, Aris. Glad you're home safe and sound. Rosle, thank you for keeping him safe and out of too much trouble. And we'll see you guys next week. I'm in Berlin. Rosle, you're somewhere in Europe as well. Aris is finally safe home. And yeah.
I'm leaving for a ride for 28 days.
Oh, wow.
And now I will give you, for the end, the inspiring story. I have a private tour with an 80 years old lady, 80. She's a rider. She's the former racer from Australia. She's a good friend of mine. I own her husband's bike. And we travel from Slovenia to Barcelona through the Alps for 28 days. And she is backupping with me with her 80 years. So it's never too late for a ride.
Oh,
All right. On that note, see you guys next week.
bye-bye.
Out of town.
Thank you, Rosley. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ride safe.
Okay,
Thank you,
next
guys.
week, we will try to invite the participants from Rimba Raid in Malaysia. So they'll tell us the story. They'll tell us the story, what happened to their competition. So we have Ian Ordones, we have Des Buncho, we have Marvin Martinez. So we sent a whole bunch of guys. They represent the Philippines for Malaysia's Rimba Raid. So we'll try to get them on the show next week. Okay.
Si Pao
Bye.
nag-participate, di ba?
Secret weapon daw eh.
See you guys.
Secret weapon. Bye-bye. Rosley, thank
Bye.
you. See you next week.